What's up, guys? M. Jones back in the house. Going to talk about some movies that I've been really dying to see go out on Blu-ray that have not yet. Some of them are on DVD. Some were just on VHS, but they have not been released to Blu-ray yet, as far as I know. So if I'm wrong, please correct me. But I did some research and I have not seen them on Blu-ray. I'm also going to talk about a movie that I don't know anyone that even knows about, but I used to watch as a kid. It's a crazy rare movie. I'm going to talk about that in this episode. Going to talk about some shows that have never been put on DVD format that I really think should be. And I'm also going to talk about some television shows that are not in Blu-ray that I think should be. Especially shows I really enjoy that I bought like the season 1 of on DVD back in like 10 years ago. I wish I didn't, because I feel like they'll be on Blu-ray someday. But the first thing we'll talk about is the very first thing I did bring up. Talking about movies that have not been on Blu-ray yet. I really want to see Sgt Bilko, the 1996 comedy with Steve Martin, the late Phil Hartman, and also Dan Aykroyd. I would love for that to go on Blu-ray. I love that movie. My dad and I watched that so many times when I was growing up. There's so many funny things in that movie. And I think that movie was PG, maybe PG-13. I think PG. And it was just like, it could have easily been PG-13, possibly R. It just had so many funny things in it, and definitely not appropriate things for kids. And it's just silly. It's just a very good, funny movie. And I'd love to see that go on Blu-ray. And again, if I'm wrong, it already is. Please let me know in the comment section, but I did not see it. Next movie I would love to see go on Blu-ray is Three Ninjas. Rocky Loves Emily. Like everyone my age saw that movie in the 90s. Everybody saw that movie. And I love the VHS case was just like crazy colors, like orange and pink and all these different crazy colors. And one kid's doing like a flying kick, and it's like, holy hell. And I just remember loving that movie. And, the funniest part is the goons that get hired to like try to kidnap the kids are just like surfer morons, and like they're just so good. And the one guy in that crazy trio, his only line he says is "dude" like 13 times. Like I thought that was so funny. But I would love to see that go on Blu-ray, because it's one of those movies you saw on VHS, and like I said, Blu-ray format shows so much more within the scene. I would like to see that in Blu-ray. A movie in the mid-'80s, I think 1985, Just One of the Guys, with Joyce Heiser and William Zabka from Karate Kid, and I can't remember who. I know Rick Morehouse was this character, but I forget his real name. He's been on a lot of TV shows, but that movie's so good, and I would love to see that go on Blu-ray format. Again, it's another movie that you couldn't pick up everything in the background, but Blu-ray you can pick up this stuff in the background, like a lot of the things that the extras do that you can't really see from all the VHSs. So I'd love to see that movie come out on Blu-ray. I think that would be a really good movie to be on Blu-ray. I just found out that Over the Top is on Blu-ray. Did not know that. A Sylvester Stallone movie when he's traveling across the country to pick up his son, who I think graduated from the Naval Academy. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I answered my own question. I found out that it was already on Blu-ray. But I did not know that until this evening. I know this is questionable also. A little bit of a rom-com here. But Father the Bride, I love the series. The first movie, the second movie. I saw both of them with my mom when I was a kid. Always thought they were funny. Steve Martin was so good in that movie. It's just a neurotic father who was trying to be overprotected, but he couldn't because he just couldn't. He was out of his hands. His wife ran the show. But I love both of those movies, and I feel like they could be like a 2-for-1 Blu-ray kind of value pack. I think that'd be a great movie to be put on Blu-ray. I mean, a great series. Really liked that movies. I think another one I really like to see in Blu-ray, a movie when we were kids, was Beethoven. I thought that was just a funny movie. I thought the children actors were horrible in that movie. The one kid, he was in Step by Step. He was always the dorky kid, and he was always wimpy and annoying. And the older daughter was just so silly. And like she was, that part where that guy that like she liked, he like knew her name. She's like, he knows my name. Like she was so corny. It's like, come on, like act a little better than that. But Charles Grodin was in it. He was so miserable in the whole movie. I like that. I don't know. He just acted like a real. I don't know. I really liked him in that movie. And I thought, the St. Bernards were so cool. I really enjoyed how big of a dog they are and how they were in that movie. I just always liked Beethoven. I remember I saw it like the first weekend out when I was a little boy. I think it was probably 6 or 7. But I really liked that movie, and I think it would look really good on Blu-ray format. Another movie that, again, I don't think is on Blu-ray yet, but I would love to see Harry and the Hendersons go on Blu-ray. I mean, that was one of the best movies when we were kids. I used to love watching that. I watched it everywhere. I always took it if I went on a sleepover, if I went to my grandma's house, if I went to my aunt and uncle's house. I always took that movie and really liked it. The beginning always scared me. The very beginning of Harry and the Hendersons scared me to death whenever they hit Harry, because like you can just sort of see him. It's like, oh, like I was always freaked out by that part, and but it was good. Even Harry was lovable. He had a really emotional connection with the family. Would love to see a 1979 Peach Dragon. I would love for that to go on Blu-ray. I watched that a lot when I was a kid. Never really into the musical kind of stuff, but I really liked the singing. I thought the singing was was appropriate for that movie. Mickey Rooney was really good in it. Helen Reddy was really good in it. The mean old lady in the very beginning, I can't remember her name, and that's terrible because I should know that. But she was really good. Red Buttons, he was so funny in that movie. He was the doctor's like helper, and he was so scared of that dragon, and I just thought his reactions were so spot on, and just always loved that movie. Would love to see it in Blu-ray format. I just feel like it'd be really good in that. Another movie that I don't believe is on Blu-ray. I've never seen it on Blu-ray, but I'd love for Slapshot to come out on Blu-ray. Love Paul Newman. I mean, he was just a great actor. Cool Hand Luke, all those movies he's been in. He's always been a solid actor, and sadly he's passed on now. But I loved him in Slapshot as Reggie Dunlap. He was so good in that. And I feel like it's not that far away where it was filmed. It was filmed in Pennsylvania, I'm pretty sure, near Pittsburgh, near Johnstown. And it's just a wonderful movie. It was so funny. And I think every hockey player to this day has seen it. Like, it's a movie that they use their own one-liners on that, talk, just to have hockey terminology. So I think that's a great movie to be put on Blu-ray, because I'd like to see more of the extras in the background. I'd like to see more of the skating when they're they're talking to each other on the bench. I'd like to see more of the fans. Like, it's cool to see that because they're extras and like they're paid to like be there and just fill in. But sometimes they go overboard in their extras acting. And sometimes they don't do anything. They just like stare at the camera. It's fun for me to see that. I like that stuff. Another movie that's super rare that I would love to see go on Blu-ray is Airborne. Airborne came out, I think, 92, 93. It was with that one movie actor, Shane McDermott, who was a big heartthrob back in the day. He always had the earring and the long California hair, and